Wow, have a look at this channel right here. This is absolutely ridiculous. This channel generated over the last 30 days 4,434 with an RPM of 357, and you might be thinking this guy is probably posting every single day or at least twice a week or maybe 3 times a week. But no, this guy is only posting once per month, and many of you will probably say that must be super high quality content, you must be a huge creator, but actually the content, well, to be honest, is not that high quality. It's pretty good, but it's definitely not impossible to create. And have a look at these thumbnails right here. That's what I call ridiculous. Imagine you post a single video every single month, and this is how much you are earning. And this is not the only channel that actually performs this well. There are a couple more that I want to show you here in this video. This one with 3,971, or this one with, again, 14,307 at an RPM of 587, and a bunch more. So today I want to show you 7 different kinds of channels that anyone can start. And by the way, this is only the second video in this channel. If you want to support this channel, which would mean a lot to me, it would be incredible if you could just head down to the subscribe button and click it, perhaps even click the bell so you're not missing out on any new videos. By the way, I will post every single day a new video for you. So let's get started with the first channel. This one is called Wholeness, and Wholeness is a pretty successful channel by any stretch of the imagination, and this one only has 10 videos but has almost 50,000 subscribers. And the videos itself or themselves are pretty good. I mean, it is a combination between different kinds of stock videos, animations, and a clever story. And basically what he does is he always takes these super simple thumbnails, which are probably AI generated, I guess, and it says on the left always myths, and on the right it says reality. And again, many of you will probably say, of course, the reality is not real at all, because I don't think that there's any skeleton with 2 megaphones on its head. And still, people are clicking this kind of content. And by the way, this one, 1.2 million views. It's all about mystery content. It's all about things that don't seem real, and people want to watch it in order to find out whether it's real or not. And you can create the same kind of content by using Claude AI. What you can do is you can just simply go into Claude and you can type in the following. Write YouTube script about 5 mythical creatures with at least 3,000 words. And that's it. You click on enter, and then it writes the entire script for you. This took us, again, 10 seconds or something like that. And now the entire script will be put out by this artificial intelligence. And it says right here, upbeat, mysterious music fades in. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and so on, and it goes on, and it shows us the first creature, in this case right here, the phoenix, then the second creature, third, fourth, fifth, and then the entire video is done. And probably just reading out this content right here will take you about 10 to 15 minutes, and that's it in terms of work. Now, you might be saying, why don't we just use tools like, for instance, 11 Labs? And that is a good question. 11 Labs is a tool that allows us to create AI generated voices and text. And you can just take, for instance, any kind of text like from Claude AI, you can put it into 11 Labs and it will read it out for you. Now, that is a good idea, but in practice, this is highly risky. So why is this risky? YouTube has new rules, and YouTube basically says in these rules that there must be a human component to any kind of video. And most of the content that you probably will create for these kinds of videos will be AI generated or just simply stock videos or something like that. So where's the human component? The easiest way to really build a long-term successful channel is to do the voiceovers yourself, or to have someone to do it for you, for instance, like a freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork. So what I would recommend is this: before you spend any money, earn some money by doing the following. You buy a microphone, for instance, like a Blue Yeti. You can get it on eBay for like 30 bucks or something. Yes, that's the only money you're probably spending in the beginning. And then you just use Claude AI in order to write the script. You read it out, and then you connect that with AI generated videos and, for instance, stock content. You can find stock content on Storyblocks or, for instance, on Freepik or something like that. And if you want to generate any kind of images, you can do that right here within ChatGPT. And then, of course, you just need a simple editing tool. I will do a tutorial about this in the following days, and you can use, for instance, CapCut, or in my case, I use Final Cut Pro. Now, the second channel that I want to show you is in a completely different niche, and this one is super exciting because it is a very much AI generated generated channel. It is a bit more risky, but it is incredibly profitable with 3,971 and an RPM of 477. Now, this is a men's health channel, and it has a very similar concept, or a very simple, similar concept to many other channels. And the simple concept is we have a very attractive young lady who talks about, you know, any kind of men's health advice. And for instance, it says, you know, eat these kinds of fruit in order to be healthier, or eat these kinds of, you know, I don't know, homegrown things in order to, you know, get longer ear You know exactly what I'm talking about. And these kinds of videos right here, they perform incredibly well because it has a very niche audience, and the niche audience, of course, 99% men, of course they want to watch a video with an attractive young woman. Now, in this video, we have this woman talking to us and explaining to us what we're supposed to eat, and it seems like she's a doctor. Now, many of you probably already guess, or can guess, that this is AI generated. They're probably using HeyGen. HeyGen is a simple tool that anyone can use in order to, you know, generate any kinds of AI videos, and then they connect that with different kinds of simple advice for men. And the script itself can again be written just simply with Claude AI. Then you can use HeyGen in order to generate that character, and then sometimes within those videos, well, there's some stock images or stock videos that you can get from Storyblocks, or for instance, you know, from Freepik, and that's it. That's a completely AI generated video. It is monetized, so this person is making money, and especially I think this is interesting because you can always put affiliate links in the description below. So when you, for instance, talk about some kind of product, let's say ashwagandha or something like that, or maybe some kind of dried fruit, you can always say, you know, you can buy this fruit or this ashwagandha or something like that on, let's say, Amazon. You put an affiliate link in the description, and that's how the videos don't just generate ad revenue, but also affiliate earnings. Now, the next channel is in a completely different niche, and this one is super profitable with $14,307. Before I even reveal what this channel is, I want to give you a quick advice. Now, there's a tool that I'm personally using, and you probably see it up here, called NextLev. Now, NextLev is the best tool in my mind in order to analyze channels, and the cool thing about this tool is you can actually find hundreds of different kinds of no-face channels, and you can pretty much copy them. I want to give you a very short tutorial on this. Let's, for instance, say we look at this channel right here. This one, Dr. Charlotte Hayes, Men's Health, and we want to see, let's say, what makes this channel great. We can just simply click up here on Analyze, and it will analyze this entire channel for us and will give us all the information that we need in order to copy this channel. This is a tool that is included in NextLev, and you know, it gives you basically the information about the title formats, so how exactly should a title be structured in order to generate more clicks. Then down here it gives you performance patterns, everything you need to know, and it also analyzes all the comments on this channel and tells me what are the things that people say is great about this channel and what are the things that people say is bad about this channel. And we can basically do what they are already doing well, and we can, you know, do differently what they're doing badly. And down here it even gives me all the topics that I can use right now in order to go viral immediately, and that's a huge game changer in my mind for anyone who wants to start one of these faceless channels. I put a link to NextLev in the video description below. It is super cheap. It is actually only 13 euros, which is around, let's say $15 per month, and that's it. You can do pretty much everything with it, and you can copy entire channels with this tool, so it's great. Have a look, linked in the description. Now, let's go back to this channel right here that generated 14,307 with an RPM of 587. Now, this channel is called mNavy Signal. mNavy Signal is, of course, a Navy channel. Now, there used to be a channel called Navy Signal. I think it was huge, and then at some point it got deleted. Now, you probably can understand why this is the case, because these kinds of videos, they're very clickbaity, and just have a look at these titles and of course also at the thumbnails. I mean, it says down here Fox News. Of course, that's not any kind of video that Fox News was putting out, but the thumbnail itself is of course interesting. It is, you know, over the top, and people click it just because of that. And of course, YouTube says to a certain extent, you know, this is clickbait, this is probably not real, that's why we're going to demonetize or even delete this channel. So these kinds of channels are risky, but they can be profitable for some time. They can make you tens of thousands of dollars, and at some point they are deleted. All right, then you just start a new one. So that's possible. Now let's have a look at one of these videos. Let's click on it, and as you can see, this is again just stock content with a bunch of overlays. So we have some kind of animation, for instance, right here, zooming into, I think it seems to be Moscow or Russia, and sometimes we have just very simple animations and very simple stock videos. And these animations that people are using, you don't have to, actually know how to do them in the sense of that you have to use some kind of complicated software tool. But actually, there's a tool that is super, super easy that is also an AI called Hera, which I'm using for these kinds of channels. Now, let me show you how this works. Let's go to templates in Hera. And what you can see right here are pretty much the templates that all of the professional creators are using in their videos. So for instance, right here, it shows the United Kingdom, and basically it surrounds it with this bluish line right here. And when we move on, let's say to the second page of these templates, you can see that there are lots of these ones like growth, population or population metrics or something like that in a chart, or let's see right here, control of federal government. All of these animations, they're normally super expensive to create, and you can just create them within seconds within this tool here called Hera. I'm using this also for my Faceless channels. It's a great tool. It is not for free, but it also only costs $12. So again, it's a pretty good deal, I think. I also put a link to it in the video description, and you can create any kind of animation, by the way. So you can just go here to create, you say, all right, new project, and then you just simply type in what you need, and it creates you this highly professional animation within seconds. And that's a huge game changer if you want to create any kind of these kinds of animations right here, where for instance, it's zooming into a certain place, or it shows you, in this case right here, some planes or something like that. All of this can be done with just simply this AI tool. So check it out, link is in the description. Then let's move on to the fourth channel, and this one is called Old Glory Days. And this one actually uses a very simple concept. It just simply talks about, most of the time, recipes. So for instance, like this one right here, 25 forgotten hillbilly sandwiches that define country life in the early 1970s, or 25 forgotten rancher meals that have faded into history, or 25 forgotten fisherman foods people really ate in the 1970s. So what I would do is I would click on any of these videos right here, and I would just simply take this title, I would go into Claude, then I would open a new chat right here, and I would say, write a YouTube script with 3,000 words about this topic. And then I would give it basically this title right here, and then I would write the exact script for me. So basically 25 recipes that people were forgetting about. And that's how you can set up these kinds of channels. And the content itself is also pretty simple. So let's have a look at the content right here. Many of these clips are from movies. Now you gotta be a bit careful here. I know there are these kinds of laws in the United States where basically you can use certain clips and it's fair use or something like that. But you can also just do it 100% properly, in the sense that you're not in any way, shape or form have any kind of problems with the content ID system with YouTube, and that is by using clips that you actually have a commercial use license for. Again, you can, for instance, use any kind of video from platforms like FreePig or Storyblocks or something like that if you have a commercial use license on these platforms. But also what you could do is you could use any kind of historical footage from platforms like Library of Congress, especially if it's about American videos or American recipes or something like that. The easiest way to find great photos from the 1970s or even earlier is on that website of basically the Library of Congress. Now have a look at this script right here. This is just absolutely perfect. Then sandwich number 25, sandwich number 24, sandwich number 23, and it gives us all of these different kinds of sandwiches and explains exactly how to make them. So this is how we can copy any kind of these channels within minutes. Now the next channel that I'm going to show you is this one called Alandia. Alandia is a very sloppy channel, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I think these kinds of channels will not be monetized in a couple of years. I think YouTube at some point will just simply say, this is not real content. And this one actually generated 2,310 over the last 30 days, and it has a very low RPM of 177. Now, you might even be surprised that this channel is monetized at all, because it is 100% AI slop content. Let's have a look at one of these videos right here. This one, for instance, is called The False Kitten Princess Part 2. And when I watch this video, I just think, who is watching this kind of content? I mean, who honestly just looks for this and thinks, I gotta show this to my child, or I gotta watch this myself? This is a big mystery to me. But anyway, these kinds of videos, they still perform incredibly well. And I assume that they just simply use Google VO 3.1 or Sora or any kind of these tools in order to create this content. Now, would I recommend you to start these kinds of channels? not really, because at the moment they are still monetized, but in a couple of years time or even a couple of months time, I think that YouTube at a certain point in time will just simply say, you know, this is not high quality content, let's just demonetize it. The next one is high quality content and it's called Economics Explained. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I love this channel. This one generated 6,819 over the last 30 days with an RPM of 625. And this is also one of these channels that is surprisingly good, but also surprisingly easy to start. Now, they post about, let's say, 2 to sometimes 3 videos per month, which is not a lot, but the quality, of course, of the video production is pretty high, and they mainly use stock content. So it's stock content plus these kinds of animations right here. And you probably think that I will talk with you about Hera right now again, and you're kind of right, but in a different sense. The co-editor or let's say, founders even of Economics Explained is now also the co-founder of Hera. So he was like a production design stuff at Economics Explained, and then he set up Hera AI. So basically the guys who created these kinds of videos right here, they understood, all right, creating these kinds of animations is super complicated, let's just build a tool for it, and they are now the founders of Hera AI. So basically the tool that allows you to create these kinds of animations within seconds, and that's what I think is, you know, really cool. Now the last one that I want to show you is this one called Creepypasta, which is a creepypasta channel. You can of course get these creepypasta horror stories from, let's say, Reddit or something like that, but I think it's easier to just simply, again, ask, let's say, Claude or, for instance, ChatGPT to write you these stories, because that takes, again, just a couple of seconds. And if you look for these stories on Reddit, you might, you know, have to read a couple dozen in order to find a really, really good one, and that takes a long time. Here, the content is super simple. We just simply have a couple of photos, sometimes even just one photo for a single video, like this one right here, only one photo for 35 minutes. Then we have a very small filter on top of that, which in this case, you know, seems like dust or something. And then we have down here the caption of what the person is saying. And that's pretty much it. You can, again, write these scripts within Claude AI. You just have to use your Blue Yeti microphone, basically, you know, create the audio, connect that with a single photo in CapCut. You can put in captions automatically within CapCut, or you just use a special app for that. And then this video can go online and can generate revenue. And that's pretty crazy about these kinds of videos. So what do you think about these kinds of channels? Please subscribe to this channel if you want more of this kind of content. I will put out every single day a new video for you guys. So again, thanks for your support. And if you want to get started with any of these tools, I put in the video description for you Nextleft and also Hera, which again are both incredible tools that you can use to create super high quality YouTube faceless channels. So check them out. Thank you, and I hope we can see each other in one of my other videos.